Ladies and gentlemen, just from the interwebs out there, Sebastian NV Strong Style Cinephile. So I guess you get someplace, you just feel comfortable, and you don't want to leave, or at least that's if you're Misha Collins, who's apparently been cast as Harvey Dent / TwoFace on the upcoming Gotham Knights series, if it gets to a series. Right now they're shooting a pilot. So let's geek about it for a scant few minutes, because that's all we're talking about is Misha Collins was cast as Harvey Dent. And as Harvey Dent. So I'm kind of wondering, because 9 times out of 10, the origin of Two-Face is connected to Batman. And there is no Batman in this, because Batman has been murdered off screen before the show starts. Although, admittedly, the origin was tweaked a bit in The Dark Knight, with the Joker having more of a direct involvement in his transformation from Harvey Dent to Two-Face. What's going to be the catalyst in Gotham Knights? I wonder. As we know, Gotham Knights is a story of Batman, like I said, being killed. Bruce Wayne is murdered. Batman is dead, and these villains or children of villains get the blame for it. So now they come together along with Batman's son to figure out who did it, and thus in the process they're going to end up becoming heroes in their own right. Maybe, perhaps they're going to become Gotham Knights. But again, how Harvey Dent factors into it, is he going to be hunting them? Is he going to be trying to, like, as a DA, get a suspect, which is presumably Batman's son, adopted son? At least at first, he's the suspect. Is Harvey going to be trying to put him in jail? And that's going to be his role in this season. Where is it going to go off the rails with him becoming Two-Face? How is that going to happen? What's going to be the catalyst for change into Two-Face? Don't know. Remains to be seen. All we know is he's been cast. And this is just truly an Elseworlds sort of thing. So I'm going into it completely open-minded and just looking at it as a Elseworlds sort of what-if take on a Batman story. How Misha is going to be as Harvey Dent when you've just seen him as Castiel in Supernatural for like 60 years of that show. That jumped like 50 sharks before it was done. That's why I pulled the cord on that way before the last season, because it just got to a point where I love Jensen Ackles, love Jared Padalecki, but it got to a point where I was just like, nah, I can't do it anymore. So to see him after so long playing that character, to see him play Harvey Dent, I'm curious as to how he's going to approach it. What's his take on the character going to be? What's his Harvey Dent going to be? We've seen some different ones. We saw Aaron Eckhart again in The Dark Knight, in Beware the Batman. I actually really enjoyed that Harvey Knight. Now he was dead set on arresting Batman. He was kind of this unscrupulous, shady, cowardly type of guy. If you haven't seen Beware the Batman, it's actually pretty good. And they use Deathstroke in it, which is always good in my eyes. But check that out for a different sort of portrayal on Harvey Dent. So I'm kind of wondering what elements is Misha Collins going to bring to his take on Harvey Dent in Gotham Knights, and what's the size of the role going to be in the series, in the pilot, first off, and in the series, should it go to a series, which we haven't seen yet. Many pilots get shot and then never see the light of day. It's just what happens with TV. They shoot a pilot, throw it at a network, hope to get picked up, and sometimes they'll tweak the pilot a little bit. They'll recast some roles in it. We saw something with the Powerpuff Girls not too long ago. For that reboot, live action reboot, they shot the pilot. Apparently somebody didn't like it, so they're going to shoot it again, presumably. And I think they even lost one of the main, trio, Powerpuff Girls. They lost one, had to recast, So those things happen all the time. It remains to be seen, like I said, if Gotham Knights gets a series, if anybody even sees the pilot, and then we'll just have to, see how it goes from there. Hopefully, because they're filming, I believe, in the month of April, so hopefully we'll get to see some set photos, some costume photos. I'm super curious about how the costumes are going to be. Is it just going to be more CW, like pleather type stuff, or is it going to be like a different material with the suits? I'm curious about that. But anyway, those are some of my thoughts on it. Misha Collins as Two-Face. What do you guys out there think? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me on social media. Talk to me there. Talk to me here. Until next time, more news and more recaps. Check out to get to. Let us geek.